Recently I made a video where I softlocked every FNAF game, but I seem to miss out a few of them, so that's what I'm covering in this video. The only one I will not be covering is FNAF AR, as that doesn't exist anymore and I didn't download it before it got taken down. But either way, I couldn't seem to find a softlock for that game, so it's off the table anyways. With that being said, the games I am going to go through is FNAF World, Help Wanted 1 and 2, Into the Pit, FNAF 6, and the updated versions of Security Breach and Secret of the Mimic, because I seem to forget to add the part where I said I'd downgrade the games because of the backseat videos. But after all the research I've done, I still couldn't find a way to softlock UCN, and even though I was able to play it without a single animatronic, that changes absolutely nothing. To start, let me go over the easiest of them, FNAF World. As many comments said, this should be the easiest game to softlock, and it definitely is. Alright, so the softlock that I want to go for is a part of the Halloween update. So once we get into the Halloween update, there we are, and we head over to Foxy Fighters. And now I think if we just, I thought this is going on longer than it should. Wait, yeah. It's been the same enemies this whole time. Okay, I think I can mark this down as completed. In the last video, I left out the bit where I said that I was downgrading Security Breach and Secret of the Mimic. But even if I didn't downgrade them, these are some of the easiest games to softlock, even in the latest versions. For example, in Security Breach, if you don't have a save by creating a completely new game, then you can scale up these objects in Freddy's room and somehow get out of bounds. Peace. Which means you're going to be falling endlessly, causing the game to softlock. And as I said, the reason this softlocks is because as we have no save points, the game can't teleport you to anywhere, so it just kind of leaves you falling there. Another thing that I left out from the last videos was the VR games. The main reason I didn't add them is because I didn't think there was a single way I could softlock them, because I was mainly thinking about gameplay. But if I simply just watched my first playthrough of it, or just misclicked. No way is it. Hello, can I go back? How come back is not working? Dude, oh my god. Then I would have seen that if you go into the options of this game, I think it's only in flat mode, I'm not completely sure though, you can't back out of it. For some reason it just doesn't let you click the back button. And you can't do anything except reopen the game, which causes it to be a softlock, which is very surprising to have on the first menu of the game. But I imagine they just forgot to add functionality in flat mode. FNAF 6 was one of the games I did add into the original video, but I couldn't seem to softlock it, with me saying the only way that I could find to do it is by changing the save to be read only, and that kind of destroys that whole purpose of being legit. And this game seems like it would be the easiest to softlock because of how many things that aren't nice. But until something is found, this is being marked as unsoftlockable. But I did end up finding a way. The way I was able to softlock the game was in the salvage section. I need to get to the scrap part, so I need to go through the night sequence as well, which hopefully won't take long. I got mouse. I need to have my mouse on the top right of the screen when the scrap part starts, and I basically need to skip it as quick as possible. And when you enter this salvage section, there is a skip button in the top right, which if you click it before the scene actually loads in, it just completely softlocks you. I think I did it. Yeah, I'm trying to click these, I'm trying to pause it and click these. I cannot do anything. So that's it. Oh, I always worried for a second because it looked way different when I... Okay, you can actually shut up. It looked way different from when I performed it first. I imagine this softlocks the game because it skips a bit in the dialogue, which would actually cause this salvage section to start. So you kind of just sit there staring at whatever animatronic you have. Just like Security Breach, Secret of the Mimic is very easy to softlock even on the most updated version, if you actually do it right, which I didn't. If we were to skip the cutscene at the start of the game and go through the whole intro sequence, we can open up the security office, but instead of actually heading there, we need to turn backwards and head back towards the welcome show. But this time we turn right and go up these stairs, and just by this data dive thingy, whatever it's called, all we need to do is spam left click and crouch and hold A and W, and eventually we'll get up onto the handrails, meaning we can basically run to the other side, which for some reason is out of bounds, and I could just fall out as there's no failsafe like there would normally be in Security Breach. That was way harder than it should have been. Now we get to the two most sketchy games with Help Wanted 2 and Into the Pit. Help Wanted 2 is sketchy because I kind of had to downgrade the game to get this to work, but the only way I could find is if you pause just before you get jump scared, the menu just fully breaks, and the only button that works is the quit to desktop button, which is kind of funny as it's making sure you accept defeat. I hope that did capture. Yeah, nice. The reason I think this soft locks you is as the menu has a bit of a delay before it comes up, the game still runs the logic that would actually happen when you get jump scared, meaning it kind of just thinks you're jump scared even though the menu is open, meaning none of the buttons actually work. And I did find a video where I think someone got softlocked in the latest version, but I have no idea how they actually did it. Into the Pit is one of the most confusing softlocks I've ever seen or got, and I have no idea why it actually happened. But before I explain the softlock, I do want to say that this game has probably the highest amount of softlocks I've seen in a FNAF game. Now for my playthrough, I was mostly just trying to get through the nights as that's where most of the softlocks happen, but I was also playing around with the game a bit, so that might have helped to get this softlock. I ended up softlocking in the classroom section where you have to speak to a specific student, because that student just was not there, meaning I couldn't progress the story at all. I think I'm softlocked. I'm happy about that. I don't know what I did. Yeah, there's meant to be a person here. I have no idea why this happened or how it happened. The only thing I could think of is that I kind of skipped putting the battery in the flashlight, but I have no idea why that would make it so that I couldn't progress at all. If anyone has any explanation for it, please do let me know so I can learn from my mistakes. With that said, that's kind of all the games, with the only one not being possible being UCN. Still, I don't understand how. But that's the video over. If you haven't seen the first part, which is most of the mainline games, it will be on the screen right now and in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time or something.